All right, guys, what's up? How you doing? No intro here. Here is the announcement that I was telling you guys about in my community post. For all of you that enjoy the show, and especially Titans fans that are out there that enjoy the show, well, I have a new piece of content for you guys to enjoy. Because I am a massive Titans fan, if you guys don't know, well, here is your thing. I'm probably going to stop saying that because I've said it so many times at this point. I think I've gotten the point across. So with that being said, the new piece of content, I've decided that I am going to make reaction videos after every Titans game this year, including me at the end of this video talking about the Titans week 1 loss to the Denver Broncos. Very, very late. I know, I'm sorry. But I'd rather just talk about it and give you my quick thoughts at the end. But right now for the video, I think what I'm going to do is after the game, I'm just going to go in my truck, put my phone up. I have a little spot that I can probably like jerry rig my phone to so it looks at me and it looks normal, looks fine. And I'm going to just give you my thoughts. It's going to be unfiltered. It's going to be straight up, no script, just straight up raw emotions, how I'm feeling. If things get crazy, if I start getting really upset, well, here is the first disclaimer of that. I'm not going to put them in those videos because I want them to be as genuine and as passionate as they can, because the Titans are my favorite team. I know more about them than any other team, of course. I'm more passionate about the Titans more than any other team just because that's my team. That's my favorite team. So making content that that's talking about my favorite team, the team that I'm most knowledgeable about, the team that I'm most passionate about, I think that's going to be a fun way to talk about my favorite team outside of just talking about them in the preview and the recap, where, yeah, previews and recaps, all about, trying to be objective, trying to be as fair as possible, right? Look at the grand scope of every team in the NFL and the entire ecosystem more than one specific team. But for this, I want to be passionate about my team a little bit. I want to be passionate with you guys about my team a little bit. So if you guys want to see a lot more emotion out of me, well, that is the video for you guys. I don't try to be super duper emotional in like my regular videos just because like I want to be, but like going to college and learning about being on television, being on camera, and learning all the ethics of being professional and whatnot, there's a lot of it that like I subconsciously kind of hold myself back because a part of me still thinks of this as somewhat professional, where I am on camera speaking to an audience, where it's not just me talking with my buddies, But that's not the point. So these videos are going to come out every week. When they're going to be uploaded, probably around not a few hours, give or take, after the game, depending on how long it takes for me to get it recorded, when I can record it and get it uploaded. So they're going to be not long after the game. It'll be on that same day. I'll guarantee you that. It's going to be up on the same day the game happens. So it's going to be there. Game's over. Within the first few hours, you should be able to see it. It'll be up. That's the plan for that. And like I said, it's just going to be me being raw, unfiltered. Obviously, still no cursing. I'm not going to curse on the show for any reason ever. But I am going to be very emotional. I'm going to be very not articulate. Probably not. It's probably going to be a babbling. Yeah, babbling. Which babbling? We'll be babbling mess. Like right now, it is going to be very, very fun. I'm excited for it and adding another piece of content for you guys, for Titans fans. And it'll allow me to have another outlet for me to express my feelings and thoughts on the team in a more appropriate setting, if you will. And so there is that. There's the announcement. Thank you guys for sitting here and listening. If you guys want to go ahead and just get out of here, you can. I appreciate it. Love you guys. Thanks for dropping by for a moment. But for those of you Titans fans that want to hear my thoughts about Week 1's loss at Denver, well, here you go. Very disappointing. Very, very, very disappointing. Here's the thing. I knew the Titans were going to lose this game. I mean, I know I had a lot of people that were going to lose this game. At least I thought. That's what it seemed like. But the way they lost was just so frustrating because the Titans had a chance to win. 4 turnovers, 2 turnovers on downs, technically making that 6 turnovers and losing the game. Oh my God, that is so frustrating when the defense is playing great and looks improved. When the special teams was a major factor. When was the last time us Titans fans have said something about the special teams being good? It has been almost a decade. It has been almost a decade, the better part of a decade since we've made that type of comment. And then in week 1, with a new coordinator with Bones Fossil, what do we get? We get a turnover on special teams, and we get a 71-yard return by the rookie Jim DK. Oh my gosh, man, that is encouraging. That is very encouraging. And then you get to the offense, and then once again, what do we have? It's the same exact song and dance that we have watched for years. Terrible offensive play, poor play calling, poor execution, not enough talent, penalties out the wazoo. We have more penalties and more penalty yards than any team in week 1. We had as many penalty yards as offensive yards. Holy crap. Do you know how inept you have to be on offense in order for your penalty yards to match your amount of total offensive yards? What are we doing here? But with that being said, there is a chance that things can get better. They can always improve. And while a lot of people would say, oh, it's just week 1. Well, no, this is week 60 or 70 something for Titans fans, because it's the same song and dance every single year. None of what I saw on Sunday on the offensive side of the ball is something I haven't seen before in the past 4 or 5 years since 2021. So what is that? 21, 22, 23, 24. So 5 years, yeah. If you include 2025 in this week 1 game, it is not anything we haven't seen before in the past 5 years. It's the same crap. So it's frustrating considering they put so much emphasis on that in the offseason to fix the penalties. They only had one turnover, and the one turnover at the end was a fumble by Cam Ward that was like at the end of the game. It didn't really matter. The game was lost at that point. So whoop-de-doo. Great. No, so essentially, if you want to take it away, fine. No turnovers. One technical turnover, fine. But even then, we won the turnover battle. How many times did Tennessee do that last year? Not very many. So that improvement in week 1 was fine. But then when you get the rest of the offense struggling, penalties, receivers dropping passes, it's like, what are we doing here? Like, it's the same crap. We're just complaining and arguing about the same stuff, and it's disappointing. It's disappointing, and for me at this point, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and be all negative Nancy and be like, I cannot expect this offense to get better anymore. I'm not going to go out there and say that. I feel like it's a little too much of an overreaction, but at the same time, I mean, that's frustrating. And after what happened last week with Brian Callahan, his horrible play calling, his overall coaching job made him look lost. The challenge the non-challenge for Alec Eilmaner's catch, and then in the post-game press conference saying that it doesn't equal 2 feet, doesn't know the rule, and then he acknowledged he didn't know the rule in the next press conference, and then at the end of that press conference, he ended up going back on his word and saying he did know the rule, and it's like, what's going on here? I mean, Brian Callahan right now looks like he is way in over his head, and this was the worst coaching job he has done as the Titans head coach so far. Not any game last year looked as bad as this. Last year, you could get away with he's a rookie head coach on a honestly god-awful roster. Fine. Yeah, like we can be a little bit forgiving, give some grace, give some leeway. But right now in year 2, you put emphasis to fix these problems, and now they're not fixed, and they looked worse than they have ever been since he's been the head coach, and that's frustrating. I want to see more. I expect more, as we should all expect better. We should expect more out of this football team because they got better in the offseason. They truly did. And so to not see that really take off in week 1, or at least show some semblance of that, wow. Wow. What did we spend 6 months waiting for? We spent 6 months waiting, excited for Titans football. In week 1, we get the exact same thing over and over again. As for me, that's going to do it for me, though. I am saying the exact same thing over and over and over again. There's nothing left to be said. So that's my thoughts on week 1. That is my announcement for talking about Titans recap every single game, every single week after the game, giving you guys my emotional, raw thoughts immediately after the game. I'm so excited to share that with you guys. And if you guys want some more emotion, again, this is the content for you. But there it is. That's the announcement. Just wanted to make it and also give my thoughts on Titans' loss in week 1. Better late than never, right? Well, that's it for me. Appreciate you guys. Love you guys. And I'll see you next time. Bye.